Let's go! Welcome to the MAD LUCRATIVE Podcast. I am your host, Magneto 7 in the building again. Yo, I'm gonna stop doing it at some point, but y'all be like, I like when you be hype on the beginning, so here you go. I'm here. This is episode 20. Episode 20. Yo, okay. I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm gonna let y'all know why this is a celebratory moment. So, if y'all been with me from the beginning, I actually started somewhat of a podcast like 10 years ago, but I wasn't really fond of the idea of not putting information out for people to have, as well as have fun and to tie everything in. So I just stopped. It was like episode, I think 4 episodes, something like that. It was cool. Y'all, I'm not gonna take it down off of YouTube because I want y'all to see the progression of the growth. So, again, episode 20, I made it. Thank you. But my weekend was amazing. Hopefully yours was. It was my birthday weekend. Last one, I promise. I'm not gonna tell you how old I am because I act younger. Right? I act younger, but I have old knowledge. You know what I mean? You feel me? But today, I just want to kind of unpack the few things. And we got lawyer Precious Felder Gates coming up. We're about to call her in a few. But nevertheless, a lot has gone down. I wish I had a lot more time to just unpack everything that went down on the past, week and a half roughly. Summer Walker's album came out that was fire. Kanye interview with Drink Champs was crazy. I loved it. So y'all know I like to pull from everywhere, just a little bit over here, a little bit over there, a little bit over there. So when I watched this Kanye West interview, right, if y'all didn't know, I love Kanye for his transparency. He's not afraid of just kind of putting it all out there. And like, now I won't lie. Some of what Kanye says is a little, like, you don't know if it's a little bit of the C word or if it's a little bit of the K word, which is knowledge. I ain't gonna say the C word because he's not the C word. But anyway, I watched the interview and it brought me back to a few moments in the past where I've seen those type of people come up, like Prince, right? Or like, I would say Quincy Jones, even though Quincy Jones was kind of one of the people that kind of capitalized off the business, but he did create something that everybody eventually had to go with. And I feel like that's who Kanye West is. That's who Drake is. That's who the Migos are. That's what Outkast was. That's what the whole New York movement was. Like, if you do something to the effect that it affects the whole culture of, I'll say the world. I'm gonna step out there and say the world, right? Yeah, the whole world. When you do something that affects the whole world, i.e. fashion, i.e. cars, i.e. now even investments. I love the new generation of rapper that's kind of just capitalizing on everything that's available when it comes to investments. I saw Moneybagg Yo do it. I saw, of course, Tyler Perry. Y'all know I love Tyler Perry, but real estate plays. I see a lot of the young guys wanting to jump on the Turo. I love that. The Airbnb game, I love it. Like, everybody's just starting to figure out how to win and also create art in the middle of winning. So, I love it. But anyway, back to the Kanye West interview. Kanye came out Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Whoever watched this interview, please chime in the chat. But yo, when that mug said, yeah, I felt a certain way, so I hit J, B, and he's talking about Jay-Z, Beyonce, Drake. I forgot, was it a third person? Oh, I think fourth person. I think it was Kim Kardashian. I hit all of them in the chat and was like, yo, we need to talk. First off, if that's your group chat, that's fire, bro. Like, only a few people in the world have that type of access to certain people. And the fact that you can do that, yo, that's fire. But when that mother also said, yo, I mean, I'm the richest one. I'm the richest one in this chat right now. I ain't gonna lie. That's probably something that I would say. Just being sarcastic, but I wouldn't. Of course, y'all know me. I'm real chill. I ain't with all that smoke. But nevertheless, my whole takeaway from the Kanye West interview was he's seen bigger than where he is now. Actually, he's seen where he is now 10, 20 years. Well, maybe not 20, but at least 10 years before now has started. And I think that's the great takeaway from this whole interview. Like, if y'all sit down and take some time, it's like, what, 2 hours? Yeah, it's like it's a 2-hour episode. A lot of information to unpack, but yo, I wish I had a whole hour, but I got this lawyer coming up. I want to make sure that y'all are equipped to pursue your art, but pursue it with an end in mind, right? Don't just start doing this stuff. Like, y'all know how I talk. So next up, let's call Precious the lawyer. She is fire too. Y'all gonna love her.
Hello, this is Precious.
Greetings, ma'am.
Hey.
yo, I told her off the rip. I said, yo, when we start the show, I'm gonna be extra. Y'all already know.
That's all right with me.
But anyway, welcome. I think I'm gonna say your name right. Precious Felder Gates, right?
Right.
Welcome her to the show, y'all. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. How's your day been?
It's been graceful. Thank you.
Graceful. Okay, I ain't heard that one.
It went smooth. It went smooth.
Okay. Smooth is good, especially in your field. Now tell me this before we dig. You are specifically in entertainment law, right?
I am in entertainment law, and I also have a family law division. So I work with creators, and I can do your divorce too.
Oh, Lord. I'm going to give you a clap. I'll give you a clap for that. But, okay. So, first off, you're based in Georgia, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did you grow up in Georgia?
I did. I grew up Southwest Atlanta.
Oh, okay. Now, okay. Because I'm from North Carolina, right? So, when we moved down here, we've been down here about 10 years now, me and my wife. Mm-hmm. And it's like Atlanta has different quadrants of, oh nah, that's some Decatur type stuff over there. Or not. Like, so what was the characteristic of Southwest Atlanta?
Oh, I would say we are the Atlanta culture, if you ask me.
Okay.
I mean, I feel we're the breath of Atlanta. Some of the greats have grown out of Southwest Atlanta specifically. And that includes, I'm specifically from Cascade Road area.
Okay, go ahead and name drop. Go ahead.
Yeah, So, but that can go all the way to East Point, Headland, Delow, so it's a bit expensive. And I wouldn't disagree. Atlanta definitely has exceptions. I guess you can call them quadrants, but Southwest Atlanta is most definitely what I believe to be the heartbeat of Atlanta's Black culture.
Okay, now for the people that's listening that's not aware of the caliber of artists that come from Southwest Atlanta, give them a few names.
Well, you have clearly some of the best Outcasts.
Yep.
Um, let's see. I don't know for sure if Lil Jon Southwest
I
Atlanta,
think he
but
claimed it. I think he claimed it.
yeah, and then you got like Two Chains,
Ye-
but that's Collie Park, but
Uh,
still, you know what I mean, very much so encompassed into the South Atlanta area.
oh yeah.
So you got quite a few.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And of course, one of my favorites, Goody Mob. Like
Yeah, most definitely.
the whole Dungeon Family movement. That's Southwest Atlanta for y'all that don't know. So
Right.
if you gonna say it right. Give them look. Put some respect on their name.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, so you're from Georgia. So did you study in Georgia?
I did. I've never left Georgia. I've never lived anywhere else, at least. Of course, I've traveled, but I've never lived anywhere else. I went to undergrad at Georgia State,
Okay.
and I went to Atlanta's John Marshall Law School.
Okay. 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 So what was the initial introduction to you wanting to get into law?
Well, I've always been in music. I always
Oh.
had a love for music. I played the piano growing up. I played
Okay.
multiple instruments.
Okay.
I was in a marching band, and if anybody is in your audience from Southwest Atlanta, I went to Mays High School.
Okay.
And was in their band. And when I went to undergrad, I decided to join their music program at Georgia State. And
Oh.
a large portion of their music program had to do with the music business, as well
Oh.
as being a creator, depending on your major. My major in particular was music management, which has to do
Interesting.
primarily with the business side. And you learn a lot. And the subject was so expansive that I enjoyed it enough to say, well, I'm just going to go to law school. And I think entertainment law is going to be my area.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. So look, you already with just in that little bit, cause I'm a pianist, right?
Okay.
I got my degree in classical studies as well as just business and administration. So
Nice.
not necessarily music business, but like I went to A&T, so of course it's an HBC. But we like I hate to say this because I might have some people listening, but I feel like my class was like the guinea pig class because there was no like you got to think I came out in '07, so the music business part of because I feel like colleges are marketing, right? They market to whatever they think is going to be the next field of business for people to get jobs. It didn't exist for us, so all they were just like, okay, well, we'll give you. Because I kept telling them, I'm not trying to go to Juilliard and play on Broadway. Like that's not my dream. My dream is to be a music producer. I'm gonna do this, and I want to do business. So they kind of mixed up a curriculum and said, okay, this is gonna be y'all. This is gonna be y'all degree. So, when did you come out?
I came out in 2007 too at Georgia State.
Okay, okay, but see, 2007 in Atlanta, and
Yeah.
2007 in North Carolina it's different. It's completely different. I feel like we were a little bit behind the curve, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But I can definitely understand where you're coming from. I think it's hard, really, unless you're going to Berkeley. There are certain schools that are well established when it comes to music business and when it comes to finding a decent career in the music business. But the reality is, no matter where you go, you gotta kind of hustle and find your own way.
Yeah.
The degree is really just, it's just one step, and it doesn't determine your fate.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So tell me this, okay? You said the management side came first, right?
In terms of my studies, yeah.
Yeah. So did you ever have to get into managing artists?
No. No, when I went into law school, my intent was most definitely to be just a lawyer strictly.
Oh,
Am I open to handling matters for artists? Most definitely, but it's in a different context.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
And the reason I asked that is because I think that would be uh, a win-win for you and
Mhm.
for the artist, whoever you manage.
Mhm.
Look, I'm not trying to coach. I know everybody be like,
No,
here
I
go,
got you.
here go this dude again. But no, I think when, especially me, right? My first, I'll say the first deal, producer's deck that I ever got from a label was probably '09, and that was with Twister. Like I'm telling my age. But that was with Twister, and I was excited, and it came in, and then we signed off, but the album never came out. And then it went from that to Jim Jones, Dipset, Eminem, 50 Cent, and I had a decent career, right?
Mhm.
I hate to say had because I still do some things, but I think every time I would go to the manager would say, "Okay, we need to get the lawyer."
Mhm.
to look over the paperwork and maybe come up with a counter. And I was like, oh, that you could do that as an artist or a producer? I,
Yeah.
I thought you had to take whatever they were offering.
Oh, absolutely not. Never. I mean, you always counter. I mean, everything is negotiable. Now you have a certain amount of leverage, obviously, whether or not it depends on if you're a new artist and if you have any type of repertoire or discography behind you, and if you don't have a portfolio yet, obviously you're gonna need some more development. So you have to
Right.
be able to balance with, trying to counter to the extent that you lose out on the deal,
Mm-hmm.
or you use this as an opportunity to start your career.
I love it.
So
I love it. I
yeah.
love it. Okay. Okay. I got so many questions. So when it comes to this whole new social media age, because you're within my group of person, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
have you seen a big change in like contracts between how it used to be to now, like with influencers being added to the mix, and of course podcasters are being added now because it's kind of still an entertainment side. Like,
Right.
are you seeing any big differences?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, if a artist, producer, etc., has over a certain amount of following on social media, I mean that's important to his career, and that's another way for him or her to monetize. So you're seeing deals incorporating what can happen with the utilization of their social media
Mm-hmm.
and how they can be compensating for that.
Mm. Mm. Okay. So
Mm.
okay, in saying that, what's your take on the 360 deal?
I think the 360 deal, which I haven't seen as much lately, but I think it depends on the artist.
Okay.
I mean, there was a period of time where it didn't matter the label size, it didn't matter the reputation of the label. That's just what everybody was being presented with.
Mm-hmm.
And I frequently had to advise some of the artists that were bringing them to me, like, look, you don't really even have anything to go on. I mean, this person doesn't have a reputation.
Yeah.
Company just started, and they're saying they want every last piece of your money. I mean, they don't have anything to even guarantee you. So, um, I think that it's good depending on the circumstances, and you definitely don't want to do a deal like that to that caliber unless you're doing it with someone who has the money to back you.
Right. Right. So okay, and I get slammed for it because I weave in and out of like Democratic and Republican beliefs when, when it comes to money and business. So I think, of course, I've seen them. Like, I get a few managers to come through and bring their artists to the studio and say, hey, what you think about this? And I hate to say it, but sometimes I'd be like, yo, like, you need to go ahead and sign this deal because they ain't got it. So, like go ahead and do the deal and see if you can invest it somewhere else. But yeah, you're not gonna get nothing else out of this artist.
Mm.
So that's kind of been one of my takeaways from the 360. Now, for the people that don't know, the 360 deal, you can correct me if I'm wrong or right, but
Sure.
the 360 deals are when a label can sign you and they'll say, okay, we'll give you 100,000, but the contingency is we're attached to all of the exterior stuff. So whether that's merchandising, you can start a cake business and they'll get a little piece of that. Like
Yeah.
anything you're attached to. Am I right?
Right. So, just to get a clear understanding, as an artist, there are certain streams of income that you're entitled to. As a producer, there are certain streams of income you're entitled to, similar to a songwriter. And when you enter into a typical label deal, that label deal would usually sign you, artists, as an employee. And part of your employment would usually encompass that you record a certain amount of albums. As part of your compensation, you would be entitled to income from the sale of those albums. If you just so happen to write on any of the songs on those albums, you would be entitled to another type of income. Right. Now, when you sign a 360 deal, on the other hand, unlike a traditional label deal, they, as a label, would also be entitled to compensation if you sell a T-shirt. So that's merchandising. Sometimes they will take a piece of your performance and touring money. If you own a certain amount of interest in a company and that company makes a certain amount of money, at times they'll take a percentage of that. I mean, it could really come from anywhere. They can get money from your branding and endorsement. So a 360 deal really cuts into your pockets, and I understand when they're necessary for a label, but I don't always understand why they're necessary for artists, especially the ones who are bringing them from companies with absolutely no ability to help them.
Right. Now, in addition to that, I remember seeing kind of the mechanical royalties kind of go downhill. And of course, when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, it's over." like, yo, everybody need to get regular jobs because it's about to be a wrap for a little while. And then up pops streaming, right? So when it comes to streaming, I want to get a clear understanding between the relationship, and if you don't know, it's cool, but the relationship between streaming and like the NFTs and creating online value, like how is that gonna work with in conjunction to the artist?
Well, that's a pretty loaded question. So I'll start with income from streaming, typically. Okay. So an artist receives an income from streaming. There's, obviously the public performance side, and then you have the recording side, the public performance of the composition. So an artist actually gets streaming revenue from the performance side, from sound exchange. And that's one form of income. And then when it comes to NFTs, on the other hand, NFTs, okay, so NFTs are not your typical form of income. Right now, they're not being collected by some entity like Sound Exchange, for instance, right? So when an artist decides to put music on as an NFT, it comes with many complications when it comes to clearing rights, licenses, etc. But say, for instance, it's 100% created by them, owned by them. They have the right to make this type of music outside of their label, for instance. And they put this NFT out for sale. And it sells, similar to Tory Lanez. He's been shouting he sold, a million NFTs. I mean, if that happens, that's your money, aside from you paying your producers. But there's nothing right now that says, you're supposed to get some set percentage from selling an NFT. But when it comes to digital streams, that are being collected by collection agencies, like, at least on the mechanical side, you have agencies like Herrick Fox, and then on the royalties, on the performance side, you have sound exchange for an artist. Those have certain standards. There's no standards with NFTs. It's fair game. It's an open world. I mean, now you still have copyright implications. So you don't want to go on there and start putting out music and you haven't paid your producers and you haven't licensed the music you're using. Or say, for instance, you have music that has samples on it. You don't want to go that far. Right. Now you're in trouble.
Right.
But if it's clear and it's all yours, there's nothing that says, oh, you're stuck to a certain percentage or cent value per play or per purchase or anything. So it's a new form of monetizing music that is still being developed.
Now, do you think at some point, like the government always does, do you think at some point it will be regulated?
I don't know. I'm learning more and more about the tech industry myself. NFTs, blockchain, smart contracts.
Hold up, smart contracts. What's that?
Smart contracts. So, apparently when art is sold as an NFT, it's trailed by a blockchain. Okay. And within that trail encompasses, I guess you could say, automatic terms considered smart contracts. So I don't want to be the one to say for sure because I'm not absolutely in the tech space, and as an entertainment lawyer, it's something I'm just now learning myself. But it's I think that there is going to be some amount of regulation at some point. Mm-hmm. I don't know to what extent, but whenever there's enough litigation, there's going to be regulation. Yeah. And it's bound to come.
Okay. Because, I think, like, I ain't going to lie. In my hustler brain, it's like, oh, that's perfect. I can put this album out and say, look, man, hey, $1,000, $1,010.
Yeah.
And then you come up $1 million easily by selling 10,000 copies. So, like, they're gonna get
it's a tough one. And the thing is with NFTs, it's unique, right? That's the whole point. It's supposed to be something that can't easily be traded for the same thing. So because it's so unique, if it's yours, you created it 100%, you create the value.
Right.
And so long as someone is willing to pay that value, I mean, that's opportunity. But I think that where the litigation is going to come most is, people not being truly honest about what they're creating. Right. And, the music space has a lot to do with creation and, ownership, copyright. And I think that's where a lot of the problems are going to exist.
Okay. All right. Yeah. To change pace a little bit.
Yep.
So how important is building certain relationships in this business how important is it for a lawyer to build those relationships?
It's extremely important. Okay. Anyone in the entertainment industry, because the entertainment industry, being a lawyer requires that we know certain information.
Right.
But being a lawyer in a certain industry, and this really goes for anything, whether it's family law, entertainment, criminal, whatever, the more relationships you have, the better job you will do. Because it's just, it's the society we're in.
Yeah.
You need favors, you need help, you need people to connect you with other people. And the easier that is for you, the easier it is for you to get things done. And in the entertainment sector, that is even more important because it's such an intricate field.
Right.
And everybody's not open to easy connection because this is it's a well sought out field.
Oh, it's different.
Yeah,
I will say that.
Yeah, if you can develop the relationships, it will help significantly.
Okay. So all right, another one. What pushes, I guess, you as a person, what motivates you to get up every day to do your job?
My clients, and that goes for any type of client, to be honest. Okay. I'm I'm learning about love language, as they say, my love language is, touch. My love language is, and I had a friend of mine tell me, I think your love language is service. Like you like to help people. And it feels good when I can help people. I don't want to be a know-it-all.
Right.
I just want to share what I know when I know something because I think I'm helping you.
Right.
And that's important to me, and that's where law comes in for me. Now, for the entertainment side, I love music.
Okay.
Like with a passion. And I know a lot about music, and I have a theoretical background. So I like the creative process. I like listening to music, and I like to ensure that creators are entitled to the compensation they deserve.
Right.
Oh, that sounded like a cheesy personal injury commercial, but it's true. That's what I want. So that's what motivates me to get up and do it every day.
Okay. So, cause for me, right, it's difficult, or it was. It's not no more, cause I just got over it. It's like whatever now. I'm a Scorpio, so I can disregard people real easy. It's real easy for me. Just I'm done. So, like, how are you able to keep the separation of feelings away? Like when like, okay, you say you get an artist that really needs the money, right? They that check will change so much, but that deal is just trash. Like, how are you able to keep the separation? Like, I know you need it, but you really don't need to do this.
Yeah, I mean, all money is not good money, and I know it's said a lot, but it's true because you want something. You have to think of things long term, and I try to manage my clients' expectations by making them have a deeper perspective than right now. So right now it might sound good, but let me show you the numbers down the line.
Okay.
But that's within my office, I don't pursue just getting a deal done.
Okay.
I pursue my client getting a deal done and understanding every aspect of what they just did. That's what's important to me. And if they don't, and I can sense they don't, I walk away feeling insecure. I walk away thinking I didn't do my job because my client shouldn't just be signing on a line and if they don't have any questions, that's problematic for me.
Gotcha.
It's either you don't care, you're ignorant, or you've been misled.
I ain't gonna lie. Go ahead.
Yeah. And it's important for me for none of those to exist. Yeah.
So, okay. I remember, and I listen. Where were you 10 years ago? Like, so
I was that.
So I remember. Shouts out to Ali. I'm still cool with him. We're good. Whatever. But I remember, I had just got fired from Enterprise management trainee program. Shouts out to Enterprise, and I think what was that? I think that was the first Jim Jones record. Sony came with a $8,000 check for a beat. So I'm like, ooh, okay. And then they were like, okay, well, since we're gonna sell the beat to you, do you want to do a pub deal? And I was like, of course, like whatever it is, how much more is it? We'll give you an extra 15,000. So I'm like, yo, I'm rich. I done made it. I'm up. So, and then, I think it took about 5 years later, then I got an Eminem beat. But the beat was 20,000, and then they offered another, I think, 40,000 for that. And I was like, hold up. Okay. Let's rewind this. Why was that so cheap back then? And now I'm hearing other producers say, oh yeah, I just took a pub deal against my whole catalog. This is different conversation I never heard before. When I first got the little pub deal, and it was never explained to me, like you just said. It's the lawyer's job to explain, okay, look, over 10 years worth of time, if you don't do the pub deal, you're gonna collect this much money and maintain ownership.
Yep.
Never knew that. And I was like, okay, I've been played. I've been played.
So the thing about pub deals is this. Um, it goes back to where you are in your career and what's most appropriate for what you need for your future too.
Okay.
So the question is, do you want this deal? Is it going to benefit you long term, considering where you are right now? So I wouldn't beat myself up about needing that upfront money 10 years ago.
Right.
There are producers, songwriters, artists even who need these deals, and
Right.
they don't know if they're going to get another opportunity. They don't know if it's promising or not.
Okay.
So, it's really difficult to tell because nothing is guaranteed. But,
Gotcha.
the benefit to a pub deal should be that they're going to help expand your career.
Okay.
Okay. What ends up happening to your detriment, if it happens, it doesn't always happen, but is that they don't do that. And they just tag on to your catalog.
Yep.
And take the money.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And they don't help you do anything different than what you already did.
Exactly.
So it's like, this song is hot. Y'all signing this pub deal with me because the song is hot, but you're just taking income. You're not even saying what you're going to do for me.
Yep.
And that's what ends up happening, unfortunately. So now you have a publisher, they're administering your music, which is good because some producers don't understand how to do that, meaning they're making sure you have your copyright protection. They're making sure that you're registered with the appropriate agencies. So that's good. But, that shouldn't be more than 10% of your money.
Listen.
But unfortunately, they're taking 50%.
That's about to say half.
Sometimes
it's half.
More. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where it's, I have to sit down with my client and say, look, this is what this is going to look like in the future. Mm-hmm. And this could be good for you if they're going to give you work.
Right.
But if they're not, and you're still going to have to fend for yourself, just know they're going to be entitled to this percentage.
Yeah. They're going to collect, period.
Right. Yeah. And you're not going to have a right to have your copyright reverted back to you. Sometimes God knows how long after. And that's if, you make it outside of this term recouped.
Right. Break that down too. We unpacking all of it. Break what recouped is for those that don't know.
Yeah, all that money you getting up front, it sounds great. But, nobody's going to invest and not earn their money back.
Exactly.
You have to have common sense. Well, I would say you have to have a sense of business at the very least.
Right.
Meaning you're not investing your money into something. People buy shoes and clothes and stuff every day with no intent of getting that money back. Yep. But it's different when you're doing a business deal.
Yep.
Your intent is to pay money up front and earn a return on that investment. Yep. I give you $10,000 today. Over the course of the term of this contract, let's say it could easily end up extending to 10 years.
Easy.
Right? I'm going to make who knows how much.
At least doubling up.
Right.
At least.
And you ain't going to get paid until I get my $10,000 back.
Yep.
That's recoupment. So, it's very important to consider that number on the front end because it's going to take away from your back end.
And now,
very important.
And let me add to what she just said. When you do a pub deal, let's say because I've been dogging out Sony the whole time. So let's say Universal, right? You do a pub deal with Universal and they give you $20,000. You got to recoup that. But then they have these things that they're called like writers camps, right? Mm-hmm. And let's say you go to LA for a week and we're in the big studio with the bigs. We got the speakers, we got the boards. This keyboard that you ain't never played before. They got it. They got all of them. And you there for a week and you didn't pay for nothing. And you're like, oh yeah, they brought me out here. You don't know you're gonna pay for it. You're gonna
and I'm glad you mentioned that because it's not just the advance that they pay you for you to have pocket money to sign a deal. it's the expenses
Yep.
as well. So, you happy go lucky because, you're getting some chains and, you're getting your
Yep.
recording costs fronted and whatever else,
Yep.
but you got to pay that back.
And they gonna tax you. And they gonna
Right.
tax you. It's not if it's $50 for the studio session originally, you're gonna probably get charged $100.
Yeah, exactly. So it's very important that you understand the details and the numbers. I mean, you're not going to be able to know all the numbers because there's some complicated computations to this business,
Yeah.
but you should know the basics to the extent you can say, okay, well, if I sell X amount of records and based upon me receiving Y percentage per record, I should get this amount. If they have to get $100,000 first before I start getting that amount, I need to sell how many records
Right.
before I start seeing money. You should be able to easily do a formula like that. And if you can't, that's a problem with me.
Yeah.
You really should not be walking away signing something and you can't do that with me.
Now, do you think? And I promise we ain't gonna be on here forever. But I got so many questions. Do you think that they're purposely doing like these loophole deals? Like, is it on purpose, or do you think they're just trying to cover their backs as much as possible?
You mean the publishing companies,
Yeah.
labels? You hear a lot of people say entertainment is shady, but the reality is, complex business transactions require people with a certain amount of knowledge.
Okay.
And that's why lawyers are important. And that it's really that simple. And legalese expands regularly and frequently because of litigation. So you have, contracts that probably back in the, God knows how long, in the ancient days,
Yeah.
2 pages, right?
Yep.
A piece of paper, a sticky note.
Yep.
And they expanded to 25 pages
Yeah.
because of 25,000 cases.
Okay.
So it's
Okay.
necessary to some degree. Now, I can't say that there's an ill intent of every label, publishing company, etc. I don't think so, because if that were the case, I wouldn't even understand the language.
Okay.
But it's something I, as a lawyer with that type of education and experience, should know. And they're going to hold me accountable to knowing it. Now, are they going to tell me, hey, you may want to look at this line a second time?
Yeah,
Hell no.
they're not going to.
No. Now, do they get fancy with their wording at time?
Yes.
Yeah, we all do.
Yes. Okay.
So it's just nature of business.
Okay. Now, I like to ask every guest 2 questions. What's your greatest success in the business so far, and what's the greatest failure?
So, my greatest success.
What got you excited the most? Was it a deal?
I can't say it was a deal. Reason being is because I'm a litigator too. And, there's lawyers, some just like to do the transactional work. So they just do deals all day. And that's primarily what they do. Well, I do that part. And I also like to take people to court.
Okay.
I like people to know I will take you to court. It's my preference for someone to underestimate me.
Okay.
I want someone to be communicating with me like she don't know what she's doing,
Yeah.
And that's what I hope for. Oh, she cute, she young, let's just hit her with this and see what happens. Okay, do that.
I like
and
that.
You're gonna get the complaint from me.
Okay.
New York, California, wherever you are, it's gonna come with my name on it.
Okay.
And I was only 3 years out of law school when I had a verdict. It was a complex case to me. It was some shit I really didn't even understand, to be honest with you. It resulted in a $2.25 million verdict. And it was an accomplishment for me, not because of the money. Okay. I really didn't care about that part at all. It was just, I knew I was young. I was only 3 years out of law school. And I knew that everybody in that courtroom did not expect me to win.
Okay.
I really truly did not believe that. And, it was a complex trade case. It was investments and securities and among other things, breach of contract, fraud, etc.
Okay.
And I regularly felt treated as though I didn't have any respect. And I said to myself, you know what? I'm gonna do what I need to do to earn my respect. I'm gonna take this case all the way to trial, all the way to jury, all the way to the Supreme Court if that's where they want to go, and I'm gonna earn my respect. And I felt like I did it, and that was really, I want to say that may have been my second trial.
Wow. And
yeah,
you won it.
Yeah, and I feel like I won. I feel like I won because a lot of law has to do with people and doing what's right and convincing people that you're doing what's right. And so I feel to that degree, yeah, I won.
Okay, before you go to the failure, what gave you the confidence in the middle of litigation and all that stuff while the trial was going on?
I just don't think, I'm the type of individual, I think if you can do it, I can do it.
Okay.
You can be a wolf on Wall Street. Well, I'm gonna be a wolf on Wall Street too. I'm gonna get there. Just give me the time. I'll learn how to do it because your mind, you're human. You have a mind capable of doing what my mind can do. It just depends on how far I'm willing to train it.
I like it.
You don't have to go to an Ivy League school. You don't have to, know how to be an astronaut.
Yeah.
Necessarily right off the bat. I mean, everything can be learned. And everybody can be developed. It just depends on how far you want to develop yourself. So I convince myself of that daily, and I do express it to myself. Affirmations are important.
Yeah.
Thinking of yourself highly is important. Not to be arrogant, but just knowing you're capable is all that it takes.
Right. I gotta give you a clap for that one. That's great.
Yeah.
All right. Greatest failure. Oh, look. Cause maybe you're like me, cause I'm extra, so I don't. I'm like, nope, I didn't fail, I won. I always win. So yeah. So I'm gonna say greatest lesson.
I have done different things in law to get where I want to be, and my biggest disappointment is just not focusing all the time on my passion and what I want to do the most. And oftentimes we get misled because we think we should be doing certain things for certain purposes other than it just being to fulfill our happiness. And in the midst of that, you get hurt, you get pained, you have interactions with people that aren't the best interactions to have. And you do fail. You have cases that you lose. You enter into bad deals. All of that transpires, I believe, when you're pursuing something for reasons that are not faithful to what makes you happy. So that's one of my, I don't want to call it a failure, but it's certainly a lesson. It's like if you focus on what you really want to do for you, right. Not for other people, not because that's what people expect of you, not because it makes a whole lot of money. You're just doing something because that's what makes you truly happy. I think that you will succeed.
Okay.
By that and that alone. Yeah.
I like it. So last but not least, look, oh my God. Yeah, we've been in for a minute. I'm sorry for keeping you so long. You're intriguing.
That's no problem.
You're intriguing.
I'm enjoying myself.
So, how can people reach out to you? They everybody wants. Let's say everybody wants to sign a 360 deal today.
Oh Lord! Don't do it.
How can they reach out to you? How can they reach you and patronize your business and all that good stuff?
Yeah, most definitely. So, please follow me on Instagram. My professional Instagram, precious_ESQ. You can also go to our website, which is www.entlegalatl.com.
Okay.
Google search my name, You'll get all the information you need. Feel free to call our office, 404-355-9400.
I love it. Love it. And everything will be down at the bottom so they can reach
Yes.
out to you. And ma'am, thank you so much. Thank you so much for
Yes, so
enlightening our listener. And I told you I want to go live with you too at some point.
yeah. Yeah, let me know. I'm ready.
Oh, I love it. Love it. Love it. Thank you. Thank you. I will call you and appreciate you.
All right. You're very welcome. Talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Yo, that was great. Oh my God. Like, yo, okay. So first off, look, I gotta do my PSAs. Yo, first off, if you are wanting to do a deal with the Mad Lucrative Podcast, reach out to me. I won't put our business on the pod, I promise you. I mean, bro. We're at episode 20. So, I mean, come on now. Episode 20. It's about time to get somebody, Spotify, Apple. We're here. I'm your neighbor. I'm here for you. I'm the neighborhood podcaster that everybody wants. Yeah? Loudmouth and everything. But to wrap everything up, I want to make sure, let's see, we got a few people that we need to make sure we shout out. Okay. Shouts out to, oh my God. Yo, y'all bear with me. I know they be like, come on, every week, y'all be waiting for it. Yo, shouts out to me, first off. Like, yo, shouts out to me. But anyway, okay, all seriousness. Shouts out to Shamia Crawford and the brand. She got everything going on. If y'all need some sweet potato pie, she got them sham pies for the season. Thanksgiving is coming up too, and the house is like straight lit with sweet potatoes everywhere. So if you want a sweet potato pie, make sure you hit up Sham Pies on IG. Also, reach out to the Vessel brand if you need a vape. The vaping is a machine. What is it? Is this a vape product? If you need something to help you vape, we have that there too. The brand is clean. Like I got a few people that actually reached out to me about the brand. Yo, if y'all bear with them, they got orders coming out. I think everything is I think it was a 2-week delay. So just bear with them. They do have your products coming out. But for the people that said that they got their stuff, I hear that they like them. So y'all know I'm not a vapor. I used to be hitting them Black and Miles all the time. I wasn't really a cig type of guy. But anyway, yeah, vape product, they got y'all. Also, artists, if you are looking to get on the Sound and Wave platform, everybody that sent emails, we are responding. I think we're booking a Christmas special now. So if you do want to get on Sound and Wave concert series, reach out to them on IG. Sound and Wave. Wave is spelled with it's and wave with the and symbol and WAV, not full wave. WAV, like a sound wave. So Sound and Wave concert series, we are booking artists for now, Christmas special, and for the 2022 lineup, because we got a lot of okay, first off, let me show you how we going. Let me show you how we doing it. So I'm gonna get you excited. Y'all want to be excited? Yeah. All right, so picture this. We got a episode of 5 artists to perform, right? Let's say one episode might be beach themed. So we're going to have all music that's kind of in that vein, and we're going to have the band. We got the drums, I'm on keys, of course. Lead, bass. Is there anything else? Maybe background singers. We don't know yet. But then we got the next episode might be a German theme. Yeah, we're not going to just be doing straight soul this go round. Yeah. So let's say we got German artists and they want to do that type of like dark, cryptic type of sound. We're going to have that. Then we might even have EDM, but everything's going to be with live bands. Like it's fire. So I'm looking forward to all the artists that's actually signed up. We got some dope folk. Fire artists. Sound Wave Concert Series. If you want to be on there, holla at us. Last but not least, we are still looking to no, I'm not signing nobody. But we are still looking for behind the scenes talent for camera work, lighting, boom work. If you're experienced in that field. If you're not experienced, holler at us too, because we are offering internships. That's more so for the college students and the high school students. If you do want to do some work on one of our shows, which is like a reality show we're shooting, we got a lot going on. We got a whole lot going on. But anyway, nevertheless, if you want to do anything with Drofar Media, holla at me. If you are an artist, I told you I got a lot of stuff to cover. If you are an artist that wants to get into the housing field, we still have the core program that started up. I think we're on the last class for that one that's about to end. I think. I'm gonna double check with that. But the core program, also Staccato Design, we are offering an internship for people that wants to get into the contracting side of business. So if you want to learn how to do sheetrock, lighting, handyman work, fix your toilets, fix what else? Towel, lay carpet, all that kind of stuff, holler at us. We are actually hiring. That's a job that we're hiring for. So it's not going to be completely free. Now, if you are experienced, we will give you the job. We'll, like, hands down, you're going to get a job. But if you are learning, we offer a nice salary, like a nice sizable hourly salary. So I think that's it. Yep, that's it. So nevertheless, y'all, thank you for coming to the show. Shouts out to Precious Felder Gates. She was awesome. And shouts out to me for my birthday. Shouts out to Kanye West. Shouts out to everybody, all the podcasters. Shouts out to y'all, man. And shouts out to the listener. This is episode 20. 21 is next week. 22 is the week after that. 23 is the week after that. You get how this goes. See you next week, y'all. Peace.